Just a lovely thunderstorm. We're running on Healy Pass today. So Healy Pass up to Sunshine Village, about 25 kilometres, give or take, depending on which route we go. 1,000 metres of elevation gain. Bit of a training run for some projects later on in the year, but thought I'd take this opportunity, one, to test out the GoPro, and two, maybe to talk a little bit about why I started running. So with this run up to Healy Pass, I think it's about 8 to 10 kilometres, probably one of our highest points, but it means the first section of this trail for the next hour at least is all uphill. But the good thing about 1,000 metres of elevation gain means there's 1,000 metres of elevation loss at some point, so we can increase our pace on the downhills and also catch our breath a little. So just got to slog through this hour of uphill. So why did I start running? I suppose reason number one probably has to be attributed to Wild Earth. It's a company I worked for in Australia, actually, like an outdoor retailer. And whilst I was there, I met loads of different people, loads of guys that were ultra runners, people like Sam Weir, who are doing 500k races, the guys in the store like Ando and Eli, that kind of changed my mindset on running a little bit. Running really used to be for me exercise that I did when there was nothing more fun to do. However, after speaking to those guys, it's a way of getting out there and seeing things and going places, and a way of like pushing yourself to see how far can you go. So reason number one has to be getting inspired by others. So out on these longer mountain runs now, even though the distance isn't super far, we tend to spend some time out here kind of messing about, filming stuff, taking pictures on your phone, just kind of enjoying being out in the mountains. So it's pretty humid today, and when the run is a bit longer, you're probably going to want to fill up with some water. And the awesome thing here is any of the springs are ice cold, so a must for me is throwing something like this, like a little water filter in your bag. This is just a Katadyn B3, super simple thing to use. Take the lid off, pop it in a river, screw it back on, push the water through the end here into your flasks, and then you're good to go. And you've got cold water for the rest of the run. Pretty perfect if you ask me. Got caught a little bit briefly in a little thunderstorm here, Carl. How do you feel like that?
Well, you know, it's cooling us down a little bit.
Hopefully it passes pretty soon. Luckily we bought raincoats today. I think we still got about 8 or 10 k's left until the end, so hopefully it doesn't get any worse. It definitely has gotten heavier, but let's see how we crack on. But it's still raining. We've got some pretty cool views with these mountains behind there. Like you can't quite see on the GoPro, but it's looking pretty cool. Just a lovely thunderstorm. Reason number two why I started running. As a photographer, I was getting really selective over the trails I'd be willing to do, really based on the payoff, like photographically. I'd want to be at the highest peaks with the best views at sunrise or sunset for what would make a good picture. So I was missing out on other trails and going out during the day because I was always waiting for that golden light. So dropping the camera gear, taking that 10 kilos off your back and just going light and fast and getting out into the mountains has made all the difference. And obviously I've got this little GoPro with me, and this is a great distraction rather than just running and running with your head down grinding. We're kind of stopping to take pictures, film little bits. So it's a great way to break up the day as well and just get outside. Kind of using this run to try out a bit of new nutrition as well. So this is an Exact energy bar, so we'll see how this is, I suppose. Kind of turns out it's like a weird jelly thing. Oh, just like a big bar of sugar. I thought it was going to be like a Cliff Bar or something, but I mean, it's going to give you the energy anyway, I suppose. Reason number 3 why I started and continue to run. Nothing makes me feel more like a kid than running downhill on technical trails, skipping over stones, over streams, running over bridges or jumping over logs. It's honestly like some of the most fun you can have in the woods. Reason number 4 why I started running and continue to do so is that getting out in the woods or in the mountains in whatever shape or form is just so good for your soul. Just being outside, no matter your pace, no matter how fast you're going, just getting out and giving it a go is what it's all about. So we're running down the ski out now of Sunshine Village. So in the winter, you'd ski all the way down there, here, and the gondolas are just above me. You might better see them just over there. But I tell you what, it's a lot faster on a snowboard. I think this guy's the winner, this Humo gel. Actually like real raspberries inside here, it's pretty good. One thing that put me off running for quite a long time was I felt like I was never fit enough. Like I was never fit enough to run 20k or to run up hills. And I suppose what you've got to remember is, don't be afraid to walk. Like we've covered 1,000 meters of elevation gain today and 25 kilometers, and we've walked a lot of that. It's going to have taken us almost 4 hours altogether. If we hiked it, maybe it would have taken 7 or 8. So it's still a lot quicker, but don't worry about your pace. So if you're thinking about doing a 5 or a 10k, but you feel like you can't do it continuously in a run, run for a bit, walk for a bit, run for a bit, run the downhills, walk the ups. Just do what you can until your endurance builds up. Endurance is kind of what we're designed for as humans. That's why we are successful hunters. We could outrun animals or just keep going whilst they get too tired. We're efficient sweaters and can regulate our body temperature and just keep going. So keep that in mind, like even if you're tired, you can always keep going in one way or another.